Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is season 2 of the Booshakalaka podcast. Two. I am your host, Tiffany, and I'm joined by my co-host, Pierre.
Shrink, shrink, blinkety blink. Try to make me think. Gonna go to my sink and vomit. Clean it up with comment. Earth is my planet.
Was that Malibu's Most Wanted?
It was. I thought Jamie Kennedy, it was necessary.
How did I remember? How did I know?
You're garbage.
Anyway, so I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast that we absolutely adore, we absolutely love. And this week we are going to be joined with a special guest, our first ever request for a movie on this podcast. And I thought it would be fitting if we just went on ahead and invited him in. And so our first episode for season 2 will be Scream 2. All right, so we are back with season 2, and we are joined with a special request. This is Jay from Twitter. He requested that we watch Scream 2. The synopsis for Scream 2: Sydney and tabloid reporter Gale Weathers survive the events of the first Scream, but their nightmare isn't over. When 2 college students are murdered at the sneak preview of Stab, a movie based on the events from the first film, it's clear a copycat killer is on the loose. Sydney and Gail, as well as fellow survivors Deputy Dewey and Randy, have to find out who is behind the new murder spree before they all end up dead.
That's a terrible synopsis.
Yeah, that was trash. Yeah, I'm surprised they put that out there.
All right, so what would your synopsis be?
Some shit go down at the college.
That's it?
Yeah,
That's all I got.
it's pretty spot on. This movie was just unapologetically black for this franchise. Like it just can't go unsaid. I mean, I really don't know how you could spin the synopsis. I mean, they really just get straight to it, opening scene. But I don't want to. I'll let Pierre kick it off.
Oh God, as if I remember everything. Okay, so we basically start. We start Scream 2, very black, and so we get Mike. Wait, why did I about to say Mike Epps? What is that young man's
Omar
name?
Epps.
Omar Epps. There we go. Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett. Not Jada Pinkett Smith yet. And they're basically at the movie premiere of Stab. And of course, Stab is the movie based on the events of Woodsboro, which I think is a little bit too soon, but we'll move on. And so basically she's giving him shit. And my whole like thing is y'all don't need to be dating because clearly y'all don't like each other. Because she talked about you want to go see Sandra Bullock and horror movies don't be having black people in it, which I mean she's right about everything, let's be clear. But it's just like, girl, do you want to be there? Why? You could have stayed at home if you're gonna complain the whole time. I can't stand
it. Was giving 4th or 5th like Hinge date vibes. Like they weren't really an item. They were getting to that point because she just seemed very just irritated. Just off the rip.
Like, you could have stayed at home, girl. So, she go through her whole thing, and, she's saying everything that we've basically been saying this whole podcast. Ain't no black people in the damn movie, but we got a good 3 this time. So, no, we got a good 4. We got a good 4.
We got a good 4.
We have 5. We have 5, everybody.
We do?
Who's the 5th?
There was a black guy in the library that told her that somebody was messing with
her.
There was.
Yes, yo. Wait, there was a black student in the film class.
Oh, wait, we got 6?
I think we got 6.
Come on, Scream 2.
He was sitting next to Joshua Jackson.
You're right. I did write down in my notes, they made sure to put black people front and center of this movie because if I recall correctly, there were none in the first Scream.
There didn't need to be.
Not a one. They open with a D'Angelo song. She's Always in My Hair. That was like the opening track. I don't know if they did any like needle drops in the first one. Outside of their basic score or whatever, but
it was some
I definitely couldn't tell you.
Some like rock music, school's out for summer. All that.
Yeah, that was the and that went hard too. That wasn't.
It And so, all right, so we're getting to the movie theater. She's still being a complete asshole. And so this is the worst movie premiere I've ever seen in my life. I would not have been there. One thing about me, I gotta watch the movie. Y'all standing up, y'all throwing popcorn, y'all stab, 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 everybody running around chasing the girls. It just was very like frat boy, like future serial killer vibes. Like it was just very weird. It didn't seem like they would enjoy the movie. And so
Yeah.
they sit down and again, it seems like they don't like each other. Like I can't find any common ground with these two. And
I think
so-
they probably just have really great sex.
okay.
I think
okay.
that might be the only time that they get along.
Well, she was acting like a prude because when he was like, horror movies are great foreplay. She's like, what? Like, what? And
Yeah.
I'm just, it's
Yeah.
just, I'm
She
like, girl,
was.
that's Omar Epps. But it's just, I mean, okay.
I tried. I tried. Sorry, I tried.
So, she getting all scared and stuff. So she like, oh, she does her damn it, I don't remember who was the wife of the Jetsons. What was her name?
Jane.
Jane. And she does the, I want popcorn, but I want your money, not my money. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? This is a very progressive movie. Did it come out in 2019? And so she runs, she gets some what the hell she get? She just get one blink of popcorn. She didn't get no drink because she's cheap. And that's when she overhears this girl basically saying, I'm not going back in there. This is a true story. And, she gets kind of creeped out. So what does Omar do? He comes out and scares her. And she, quit playing. You playing. And so he goes to the bathroom, she goes back in, and this is where she's actually really getting into the movie. She actually starts she's still talking like Black people do. Shout out to Brenda. And but she's just really into the movie that she wasn't into before. And this is when it gets weird for me. Omar goes into the bathroom, everybody got their scream mask on while they peeing. I'm like, it's not that serious. So he goes into a stall, and was he peeing? I don't know if he peed or if he whipped it out and then he heard some noises in the next stall. And I'm like,
yeah, he didn't go yet. He didn't go
are
yet.
we DL? Because there would have been no point in time where I would have put my face to the other stall. Like, I don't care what he was saying in there. Like,
Yeah, he was doing a lot. He was really invested in that.
I was like, why would you put your face all up on it? Like, it's a stall. You can really just, get on your tippy toes if you really want to know what's going on. And so that's when we get, I hate scary movie first. That's all I think about when I think about
Scary movie.
Come on, do it again. Do it again.
You're so right. So, I've never watched the movie with subtitles, but they were on today because for some reason I have Paramount Plus. I got to cancel that because that's another bill I don't need. But anyway, did you guys know that the actual words that the person in the other stall was saying?
Please
It was
tell
like
me.
mommy or
Yeah, it was like, listen, mommy, I'll tell you why I did it, mommy, over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh wow, they really did let you know, the final ending of the movie really early in the movie. But if you didn't have the subtitles on, you wouldn't have been able to understand that, especially, being in a movie theater or unless you had like the surround sound and stuff like that on. But I thought that was really weird. The listen, mommy, I'll tell you why I did it, mommy. And for some reason, Omar thinks this is funny. Like he didn't tell a joke. Was Kevin Hart in the next stall over? What was the joke?
The fact that you use Kevin Hart as the Joker.
He is a joke. So yeah, what was the joke?
It was creepy to me. And so that's when, first of all, can hunter's knives go through stalls like that?
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
What are bathroom stalls made out of?
We are the music makers. We are the dreamers of dreams. I don't know, but he got it clean through, and then it got into his cheek, and I'm like, well, would that have killed me though?
No.
Okay, because he just dies, and I'm like, he's okay. So anyway, he goes and he pisses on the dead body. And then I guess he just grabs his jacket, throws it on. Nobody sees anything, nobody hears anything, and he walks back into the movie theater. So, why is Heather Graham starring in Stab? I don't know, but so Jada in there eating popcorn. She all in the story. Killer comes sit next to her. She don't pay it no mind. It reminded me of Tatum a little bit. Like, girl, it's just some things I'm gonna be like, take that. Stop playing with me. Why would he just randomly put the mask on? Because I feel like you can't see like those masks. I've worn them for Halloween. You cannot see through them that well. So I would not put it on to watch the movie. I'm just saying. And
well,
so,
if you put it on, obviously you're not watching the movie.
And so, not the climax, but the opening scene happens when she gets stabbed, and basically Jada goes for cover because she don't want to see the stabbing, and that's when she gets up and she realizes my hands are bloody, and she starts freaking out. And
Did you
then
peep the parallel there with the jacket? Because okay, so her name in the movie, Jada's name is Maureen,
okay.
Mhm.
and Maureen Prescott, Sydney's mom. But the Billy and Stu use Cotton's jacket to fool, I guess, Maureen at the time. I don't even know if they knew Sydney was watching them. And then here we're using another jacket to fool this Marine into thinking this is, I forget his name, I think his name's Phil in the
Phil
movie.
Stevens.
Phil
And
I didn't even
Stevens.
so,
think about that.
oh my God, this is why we need film people on this podcast. That is a great, that was great. Oh my
Nah,
God, that was good.
Yeah,
no,
that was
I just,
good.
I mean, yeah, that was just like a cool little like, I don't even know if they intentionally did that, but I just thought that was kind of neat.
We're just gonna say you were in the writer's room helping them out because they fail sometimes.
In 97, I think I was like
You were
11.
like, yeah, you weren't in there.
So
No, but
yeah,
that does make sense. That makes sense.
yeah, that does. And so she realized something wrong. He take out the knife. She screamed, stab. Again, something I would have noticed. I don't know. I be paying attention to movie theaters because people like to come in dressed like Joker and shit. And
Oh yeah. Well,
and so she gets up slowly. I mean, I get you got stabbed in the stomach, but girl, try something like grab somebody. I don't know. I feel like I would have been heading for the door, not the screen.
yeah, not the stage. Yeah.
Well, she wanted everybody to see her.
Go to hell. And so, like, she moving towards the stage, and he just stabbing her, and like,
This is for Big Mama's house.
Wait,
The
what?
Fugitive. so on Scary Movie when they were stabbing Brenda, they were basically stabbing her for all of the movies that she interrupted. This is for Big Mama's house. The Fugitive.
And like,
sorry.
he's taunting her too much because like he's stabbing her and letting her walk a little bit, then coming by and stabbing her again. And then you can see
Yeah.
people in the crowd, they're like getting blood on them, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And so some people notice what's going on, but they don't notice what's going on. It was very sad. Like, this is a very sad death because
It was cruel. It was very cruel.
And so after he stabbed her 20 goddamn million times, she jumped on stage, and that's when the famous.
Wait, we couldn't hear you.
Cut out just were you? It sounded like you were getting stabbed. What?
And
get some water. Get some water, baby. Get some water.
Then she kneels and she dies. It was just a big.
So okay. So
title screen.
Scream 2. Let me go back a little bit. I think by far this was like the cruelest opener. Yes, Casey died a very gruesome death. Her parents are right there. Her parents saw her. But like, I don't know. Like, I really felt in that moment that Jada died.
Oh.
You don't think so?
It was cruel. It was just, again, I would head it for the door. But it was just
well, yeah. I'm gonna tell you a lot of things I would have done in this as this fucking cast. Because that's why I'm mad.
Because it was just, I mean, and then everyone, when they realized, like, oh, she's dying, like, it just was, God, I don't know. It was just like, and then when you find out.
Whining and went, like, just not whining, but how she was, like, just, like, gasping for air, all of that. Like, she's like, look at y'all. Y'all are just so into this. Y'all don't even realize there's a dying person. I think that just kind of added to it. It did seem a little cruel. I don't know if it was more gruesome than Casey's death.
No, not gruesome. But yeah, what do you think happened when they found Phil's body?
I don't think anybody cared.
I'm thinking about Serial Mom. Exactly. Like, I really want to know. I wish they would have shown that part where somebody walked in and actually found him. But like, again, I still don't think he would have been dead.
Yeah, maybe he died from loss of blood, but it's just, I don't know.
Do you guys look under the stalls when you go to the bathrooms?
Never.
His feet would have been hanging out the stall. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he was laying down, so his whole body would have been hanging
nobody
out.
noticed this shit. It was cruel, but then it made me think every time now, because of the blackening, now when I see two like up and coming stars dying in a horror movie at the beginning, I'm like, oh, they couldn't afford them. That's all I thought about. I was like, oh, they couldn't afford them because they were big during the 90s.
Oh yeah, they were big. Yeah, they were big. Omar Epps was already solidified. Jada, she was like hot as fish grease at that point. I think she had just done a gang of movies back to back. So I think honestly, they probably just reached out and was like, yo, the previous Scream was such a hit, like we'll do any part just to be a part of this or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right, boom, boom. So we're
Oh,
now
gosh.
at the
Windsor College.
Windsor College. So where is Windsor College in relation to Woodbridge? Not Woodbridge. That's in Virginia.
Whoa.
Woodsboro. Like, how close is that college to?
It's
Woodsboro?
far enough to where Dewey had to catch a plane to get there.
Oh, he did say that. Okay.
But I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, where is this place?
Because Woodsboro is in California. That was established. Woodsboro is in California.
I'm going to
But-
assume that the college was still in California as well.
I don't want it to be.
I don't know. I just felt like how she had all eyes on her. Like, people were always watching her and seeing what she was doing. Like, oh, that's the girl that got killed in Woodsboro. So I feel like it had to have been closer than you would expect.
There's a book and there's a movie out about it though.
So
I'm just like, because I don't know if like I was like, oh, that's the girl from the movie. Like if you saw Gypsy Rose where you live, wouldn't you be like,
I mean, now, yeah, because she's on TikTok. But like, if you would ask me a year ago who she was, I'd probably be like, who?
I hate you. The ads came out before that. Anyway,
Oh, sorry.
so Sydney is she wake up, she pretty. I don't know why I said that. she looks good with her short haircut.
Wait.
She looks good because everybody got a bob this in this movie, and she looks good. And basically she gets a crank call. Hi Sydney, and she's not freaking out about it. She understands that crank calls are gonna happen because the movie's out. She seems to be doing okay. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. She seems to be doing pretty good. She got a black roommate. So she's
By
very
the triple threat, played by the triple threat Elise Neal.
go to hell. And
Wait, why is she a triple threat?
She said that on one of those reality TV shows. She said, "I'm a triple threat. I'm an actor, singer, and a dancer." And we were all like, "Hmm."
Oh, yeah. I didn't know she could dance, but yeah, okay, I'll give it to her. I'm not gonna play Elise Neal. I'm not gonna play her.
Yeah, shout out to Elise Neal. She's great.
Sorry. Oh.
Cause she was I loved her. Cause she was on the Hughleys. And
Dumbest death by far in this movie. But go ahead.
And so, this all of these movies start reminding me of the same shit. Cause this reminded me, I Know What You Did Last Summer, like the black friend who's trying to get you to, get out and be social. It just reminded me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Cause I was like, what? She's playing the same role as Brandy. Like she's trying to get her to be a part of a sorority. Sydney, like, I ain't down with that shit. I was really mad that she was trying to be so part of a sorority. Cause I'm like, you don't want to be AKA or something, but okay. And so
that was too black. That was a little too black.
It's just like
they were like, we gotta.
I was like, is she gonna be the only black girl in the sorority? Because that's what it made me feel like. It's like they're trying to recruit her because they need some black people. Because Rebecca Gayheart ain't given, and so
it didn't seem like they wanted her anyway.
And so, and Cotton's also been on a bunch of talk shows because he's fucking weird, and This is when the movie gets dramatic for me because that's when the girl comes and she's like, check out the news. And I'm just like, girl, calm down.
It gave me flashbacks because remember when we were younger and when something big happened, it was on all the channels. Now I have to go search for shit to see what's going on. Usually I find it on Twitter.
Thank you. Because I'm like, you just got to go see what's trending. Because I don't have to. And so that's when they realize that a murder happened. And so they get all freaked out and like, oh my God, where's Randy? Nobody cares. And
Randy's in film class.
Randy is in film class, which I love when they actually care about their characters because that makes sense. And he's in film class with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Joshua Jackson for some reason. And so they're basically just talking about the murders and basically how life imitates art, imitates death. Like, no, not imitates death, but life imitates art. I feel like this was the case in something. There was some murder trial where they tried to use this defense. I don't remember what it was though.
So there was a case in like Great Britain or something. And these younger kids, they were like maybe in their teens or whatever, ended up killing another kid and they blamed it on Child's Play 3.
What?
Is that what you're relating? Is that
something like that? Or maybe it was the video games. I just know around this time, this was the time when Mortal Kombat was getting a lot of flack because they were like, it teaches kids violence. Like basically that was the theme. Like when kids do violence is because of a TV show or a video game or a movie. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like they were echoing that in this movie. And this may have also been around Columbine. I don't remember. But
yeah, it was.
That was basically the discussion. And they're going back and forth. the guy who's not Josh Duhamel is in this movie, and I wish I knew his name.
Timothy Oliphant?
Thank you.
You will
That's a fair comparison, though. I get that.
absolutely
People get them
not.
confused, Tiffany.
I don't.
He should have became the star that Josh did, but it seems like he just didn't.
Wait, Timothy is the bigger star, though, right?
Is he?
I would say
Then
so.
Josh Duhamel?
Yeah, easily.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I'm just thinking
Yes.
Transformers movies, because when I think of Timothy, the only thing I can think of is the Santa Clara diet, and that's
Santa Clarita.
Thank you.
You will not. I love Timothy Oliphant. He's good, and I did like that. What's that show? Westworld? Is he on Westworld?
Oh, but see, this is new stuff. I'm talking
Justified
about like
or something.
Justified. That's it.
Yeah.
Deadwood. He played the bad guy in a Die Hard movie. Not today.
I'm just saying, from the 90s to now. I mean, he's big now, but I just don't remember seeing him in anything but one gay movie.
What has Josh Duhamel been in the last
Transformers.
2 years? The last Transformer had a black girl in it.
He was in Transformers. He was in that movie with Katherine Heigl.
Okay, so anyway, so they're in the film class and they're going over sequels, and they put out the ultimate question. Name a sequel that was better than the original. So I posed that question to you too. What sequel was better than the original? Don't you dare say Scream 2.
I still know what you did last summer.
You want to keep it horror or just
hold on one second? I'm kicking Pierre off the podcast forever. Jay, welcome as my new co-host. Because I still know what you did last summer. Go to hell.
You want to go to the Bahamas? We don't have to stick to horror. We just need anything at this point.
Yeah, anything. Okay.
Would you say? Okay, Friday the 13th, the second one, because that's when we introduced to Jason being the killer.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that. I would say Back to the Future 2 is better than Back to the Future 1.
Mm-hmm.
They had said some good ones in the class.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
No. I don't think it's better than the original.
They said Godfather, Aliens, one of the
Terminator
Star Wars,
2.
Terminator 2. So mine, hands down, and I know everybody's going to agree, is Child's Play 2. What are we talking about?
Ooh,
yeah. Superior sequel. That's a good one.
Interesting.
It's the best. That is the best Child's Play movie. Period.
Why? Why are you saying that to me?
Because you get Chucky immediately. You get the antics immediately. You don't have to wait 45 minutes for him to start wrecking shop.
Okay. But see, that's okay. I don't know. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I don't know. It's hard because
you already gave me one. You already said I still know what you did last summer. So
but you were rude to me with that. So
I'm always rude, and I don't care. It was a terrible suggestion.
I will say, I still know what you did has aged beautifully, though. I think it got a lot of slack when it first dropped, but it holds up. It's not bad. I don't think it's better than the first one, but it's not bad.
Have you guys seen the third one?
What?
God, no.
Stop mentioning that. Stop mentioning that.
I'll always know what you did last summer. Set in Colorado.
Anywho.
When you get a chance, please watch it and then text me what you thought about it. So Sydney comes to get Randy out of the class because they got to talk about it. And Randy's like, I'll let the nerd get the girl in my sequel and spray some Banaka in his mouth. Like, what the fuck was that? So he goes outside. I will say, this is by far the best Jamie Kennedy has ever looked in his life.
He did look good with the facial hair. He did look. He still looks like a troll.
Look bad.
He still looks like a troll because his ears are just. But he did. The facial hair was working for him.
He looked so much better, and then I was so mad that what happens to him. Yeah.
And so we're introduced to Derek, Sydney's pre-med, not pre-med, is it pre-med? Yeah, pre-med boyfriend, who's played by the fat kid from Stand By Me.
Fuck.
Jerry O'Connell?
That's what Family got called him when they did the Stand By Me episode.
Fat kid
not Josh Duhamel, the fat kid from Stand By Me. He's a great.
But yeah, Jerry O'Connell, not his twin. So you see, Sydney has kind of a family unit here at college.
Are you okay? Do you need water?
Yes, I do. I always forget to bring my drink, and so that's when the press is there. And so the press is on college campus and they're talking to the police. And I'm just like, I didn't know they did this kind of shit. Because why are they? I don't know. I'm just like, I find it weird they're on.
It's just because of the publicity from the movies and because Sydney goes there. That's the only reason they're there. It wouldn't be
Okay.
like, I don't think it would be like that. It would just be like detectives, like think the first Scream movies when the detectives showed up to the school.
Okay, because I'm just like, why at the college when the murder happened but I guess because they were college students. Okay, but anyway, and so that's when Gail makes her appearance, and she's annoyed by
bitch. She's such a bitch in this movie.
Isn't she though? Like she was vicious in this movie. Like yeah, in the first movie she was mean to Kenny and stuff, but she wasn't just like a bitch to everybody. Like Roseanne's sister comes up to her and she's like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I was, asking you some questions at your little convention. And she's like, bitch, you're desperate and obvious. And I was like, damn, like it just didn't warrant all that. But okay.
Yeah, you would think she would just be a little bit more humbled after her like ordeal in the previous movie. But yeah, you're right. She did kind of come off a little bit more.
Gail, you wrote one book. Book.
Some people have a complex, like if they don't die in I cannot remember what it's called, and you guys might remember as I say it, but like if they like escape something life-threatening, they feel like they have like a god complex. And then some people are, again, like you say, more humble about it and they're more thankful that they're there, and other people feel like they're untouchable. I feel like that's what Gail went through, because she's on top of the world. She has a best-selling novel. It's turned into a movie. She has money. So I'm like, why are you still trying to be like this 2-bit reporter when you have all this money?
Exactly.
What are you doing at this school? But I guess it's just not enough.
And it's the 90s, because I know that money run long. And so
right.
She's a complete whore, and they're watching the press conference, the Sydney gang from the, I don't know, what are they, on gazebo? And so that's when that's when Dewey shows up, and he pisses me off because, okay, do y'all feel like he was exaggerating his limp in this movie?
Nerve damage.
Fuck you. Like
it was a lot.
It just seemed like, because in the other movies he don't walk like this, like his arm all like, I'm not even about to I forgot what year it is. It's 2023, but
no, you're right.
And I'm just
if it was that bad, how did he become the sheriff in part 4?
Exactly. I'm just like, you're doing a bit much, sir. He just like, and I'm just like, sir, okay, just chill out. It's like clearly David Arquette did some research on back injuries, because. But yeah, he rekindles with Sydney. He's just like, I'm just here to look out for you, and then he's like, chill out now. You got all these friends, but they probably the killer. And so she's like, well, I mean, I need friends, which I get it. I get it. And Sydney's a theater major for some reason. And so she's got the star in the play. She's like the lead in the play.
Agamemnon is the play.
And I really want to read that. I really want to read about Cassandra. But yeah, I was just. She seems like she has a good life, but he's like, chill out, bitch, because you're doing too much. And the favorite part of the movie comes up, and Dewey is like, he's gonna just stick around, and I'm like, okay. And then Gail pops up, and Sydney's apprehensive. She's like, what do you want, Gail? And I'm just like, damn, girl, just say hello. And so, who's behind the cameraman? Cotton fucking Weary.
Wait, this is your favorite part?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
Because it reminded me of like our last time when we reviewed Scream, and we talk about how Sydney got smoke for everybody, but who she needed to have smoke for. And so, Gail is just like, Sydney, we want to interview you. And Cotton, and she like, bitch, and and what I didn't understand is, Gail, why are you acting like you won't get your ass beat? Like, why you don't have security? So I didn't understand why she felt just superior, and that Sydney would not slap the shit out of her.
I wish they would have actually fought. I think that was a key element that was missing in either the first one or the second one. They should have actually fought. Like, for real. And got it all out.
Slap? No.
I don't think Gail could have fought her in the first one, because she's a minor. Their ages are, well, I know Dewey was 25 in the first one, but their ages are weird, because I'm like, Cotton looks very young, Gail looks very young. And I'm just like, Cotton, how old were you to be fucking her mom? Like, how
was this set the year after?
No,
high
it was
school,
supposed to be
2 years.
I think it's supposed to be 2 years.
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
So she's like a good 19, 20. Cotton is like, I know he's old, but he looks young. So I don't know. Maybe he was 28.
40.
I hate you. He did not look 40.
He was screwing her mother.
That's the point I'm getting to. How old was he to be screwing her mom? Because he just doesn't look like he's that much older than her in this movie.
Well, we don't know. Well, we
I
don't
don't
want to
know.
skip ahead to Scream 3, but Maureen was a little,
So I'm just
Well,
trying to figure out.
age might not be
Like
a thing.
Billy's dad, I can understand, but Cotton just seemed like a young, like, I mean, he just doesn't seem old.
A young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
All right, so
cub to her cougar. It's okay.
So Sydney slapped the shit out of Gail. And so did you get that on film? Yes, I got that on film. That's my favorite part.
Shout out to Joel, man.
He said that was improvised, actually.
Really? Okay, Dwayne,
Yeah.
that's you. By the way, he's the best. He's like the smartest character in the movie. And
he was a national treasure in this movie. Joel, Dwayne Martin, like it was just, he's perfect this entire movie.
Exactly. And so that's when Gail and Dewey have their moment. And he's just basically ripping into her because she emasculated him in her book, and she called him, like, I don't know what, like Uzi, and I don't know,
Doe-eyed Dewey or
yeah,
something.
Just basically she basically characterized him very well because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing in the first movie. He was very unprofessional, just weird. And so he was just ripping into her, and he's just like, you're mean, and you're just a power hungry, like, loser. He calls her everything but a bitch. And so she's just like, I'm sorry, I don't know. Courteney Cox's eyes looked incredible in this movie. I can't be the only one who noticed.
They were you got such a hard on.
I'm just saying, like,
now
she
that we
great.
Yo,
she had the bob. She had the red highlights. Come on. She looked amazing. She had like
the entire core four, they all look noticeably much better than they did in the previous movie.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Like, her eyes were just bomb. Like, I was like, they're so blue, and she was the bob. It was just okay. Anyway, so fast forward
to.
Hell, I don't know.
It's Sydney it's the party. They go to the party.
Wait, she's not in class? Oh no, she's not in class yet. Oh yeah, so this part annoys me. So no, we don't. Are we at the party? Or are we at CC's?
That's simultaneous. It's at the same time.
So we're fast forward to Sarah Michelle Gellar, the only role where she's not a fucking asshole. And so she's at home, and they're watching. What does she watch? She's watching some soap opera, and she's on the phone. I love Lucy.
One Life to Live, I think.
So she's just talking to her friend, and basically she's at Omega Beta Zeta. Still use that to this day. Because it's amazing, and she's sober sister. Okay. And so she has to stay home at the sorority in case a drunk sister needs a ride home, because Omega Beta Zeta, drink with your brain, that's our motto. And so she gets a call, and she thinks it's her boyfriend Ted. I'm so tired of these girls not knowing how their boyfriends sound over the phone. And so she's like, Ted, are you drunk? She's like, I gotta go. Ted sounds drunk. And so she's like, Ted, you sound loaded. And he's like, who's Ted? Okay, hang up. At this point, I'm not entertaining you. And so, this is the only time the serial killer really gets to do his thing. And the thing I like about Scream is the whole, what's your favorite scary movie? I like that he taunts them. And they didn't do that a lot in this movie. And that's the only critique I'll give to it. Like, he didn't really play with her like I needed him to play with her.
Yeah, he got straight to it.
Exactly. He's like, you want to die tonight, CC? She's like, well, shit. So
he was on a time restraint.
So she, she walked around his big ass house. She's not even looking around like I need her to, like, and she hears, movements, and her friend calls her back, and she's like, I'm scared. And so bam, jump scare. Her friend is one of the sisters is in the house still, and she's like, set the alarm. She left the door open, and that's when the killer walks in. This part pisses me so much.
Oh, just this part?
Why was the door open? And so the killer's on the phone, and she sets the alarm, and she closes the door even after he tells her to set the alarm. Clearly he heard what was going on, girl. Why are you? And so she walks around slowly, looking under, I don't know, the sofa.
So wait, so time out. So she's talking, so he's on a cell phone, and he's in the house, and they're talking to each other at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yes, what's happening?
So this is 1997. You remember that sound we would get on a cordless when there's another phone by?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
It's a clone cell phone. I don't know. You know how they always have some gimmick. And so she's walking around the house all slowly and scared, and I'll give her this. She tries to call campus police, and but for some reason the phone doesn't work outside the sorority house, even if it's 2 steps outside. I mean,
Yeah.
at least she left the house. I would have just left the house and kept on walking, and just went to the. I would
Exactly.
have went to the Omega, not the Omega, the wherever Sydney was.
I
I
went to the
that
party.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I just
Lambda,
went
lambda,
to-
lambda.
Yeah, I would have just went over there, but she walked back in the house so she could hear the security. They hang up anyway. It just she tried a little bit to survive. She didn't like. She kind of wanted to die, like she's failing classes, but but she ultimately she decides to give up. So the phone rings, and it was one of those see-through phones. I thought that was a great 90s callback.
It's
So
called a VTech, the VTech phone. I actually had one.
you're weird. And so she answers the phone.
What?
You
You just said it
Why is
was
that
cool.
weird?
You just said it was cool.
You like those phones. Yeah.
It's weird for the movie. It's not weird for you.
Okay, sure,
so-
Jan.
Killer come out the closet. Dumbest chasing I've ever seen in my life, because she don't have no, like, she's not running fast at all in her heels. She runs up the stairs. She tries to hit him with the flower pot. Don't work. Why are the doors locked?
bicycle.
Because she tries to go to the doors and they're locked. Then she tried to hit him with the bicycle. Another callback to Scary Movie.
Grandma.
She doesn't try to survive at all. And like, she's not like running faster than him. He's just very slow. So I'm like, which killer is this? Because this killer is not moving like a Mickey would. And so
I'm thinking, are we doing that? Are we guessing which killer? Can we do
I
that?
think so, because because I'm obsessed with Scream, there are like fan forums when they try to figure out who the killer was at certain points.
I'm thinking this is Mrs. Loomis or
Okay.
Miss Loomis. Because is Mickey at the party?
He is at the party.
He is at
he
the
is at the
party.
party. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh my God. See, this is why we need a third person on this podcast. Because I was like, he is at the party flirting with Hallie. And so Killer
Mhm.
grab her, throw her through the the window, and then he stabs her twice. I always was confused by this, but everyone has let me know since then he stabs her so they won't think it's a suicide.
Oh.
So like, because the girl just, like I said, she's failing classes, she might have just jumped. So that was.
Okay.
I feel like she could have lived too. What do you guys think?
You mean from the fall, or
From both.
him throwing her off? Like, but see, I watched it, and like, so the way she fell, he threw her off. She turned when she was falling to fall on the back of her head. So yes, she could have slammed against her head and died. If she had just fallen the way she was thrown, and just her feet, like her legs may have been hurt, but she could have still gimped off and found a way. But because it wasn't that high up, it was just second story.
Why
I
was
think it
Sarah
was the
Michelle
third.
Gellar in this movie?
Because she's a Scream queen.
She had a break. She had a break from her I Know What You Did Last Summer schedule. And this
Buffy.
was, I think this happened right before Buffy premiered.
Yeah, so
So-
this is all in the same year, right? It was like Buffy
Mhm.
season 1, I Know What You Did, and then Scream 2.
I think so.
They were really like moving it in Hollywood.
And
Yeah.
then she said, "I'm chilling now, y'all."
Yeah.
Well, she's in
I'm
a bunch of
good.
stuff now. She's gonna be in the Cruel Intentions remake. But
Oh, okay.
so she's dead as a doornail. I don't like I don't know. This killer didn't do the wiping the blood off the knife the way that I needed it done. But whatever. And so
yeah.
Sydney's at the party, and she's being a complete asshole to these sorority girls, which I understand they're being fake nice, but like, damn, girl, they like, you want to drink? We can get it ourselves. Like, girl, like, chill out. Like, even if you don't want to be in the sorority, your friend does, and you're making like a bad impression.
Yeah, she wasn't even being like nice, nasty about it. She was just straight up just being dismissive, and I was just like, whoa.
I'm like,
But
it's
they
Rebecca
wanted it.
Gayheart. Like, come on now. She's the killer in Urban Legends. And so
She took a break from that movie to do
Certified
this
classic.
role.
This is before she became the killer in Urban Legends. Like, this is when her boyfriend dies.
She transferred schools.
After all the trauma. Side note, I really wanted these two to die though. I'm really mad they didn't. And so
Yes.
I wonder if there was a cut scene, like a scene that was cut out of the movie or deleted scene.
maybe because they changed the they changed the script.
They changed the killers too.
Yeah, they changed the killers because I don't know how stuff was leaking online.
Yeah,
when
what
online
was
barely-
leaking in how do you in 97?
Like, I'm just like,
It was on
okay.
GeoCities.
Jeez.
like, okay. But I feel like if Hallie was the original killer, she would have killed him.
Oh
and
yeah, for not letting them in the sorority.
yeah. And so, they get the news, something's going on at Omega Beta Zeta. And so they get over there, and everyone else goes but Sydney and Derek. And so even
How did they
Hallie
all
went.
leave so fast? Like, how did everybody, even from upstairs, get that all that news at once? Did somebody have like a megaphone? Like, hey, somebody's going on at Omega Beta Zeta. Like, how did everybody hear it in the house?
I don't know, because they don't have cell phones, so there are no text messages here. So I don't know. So everyone goes except Sydney and Derek, and so this part. So Derek's like, "Hey, you want to get your jacket?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll go grab it." And so Gail
What
arrives.
is it with the jackets?
Gail arrives, and Mrs. Loomis is there, and she's just like, "I got a deadline, I gotta go." And then Dewey is just being a creep, because I say he's a creep because even though Gail deserves to be chastised, he's just at every crime scene, like calling her out, like, "Aren't you happy, Gail? They're gonna scoop you up next." It's like, okay, like we get it, like you liked her, she didn't like you back. Calm down. Why is LinkedIn messaging me? And so
What? Do not disturb, please.
And so Sydney goes to get her jean jacket, and the phone is ringing. And the phone is ringing for a while now. There's no answering machine in this sorority house. At some point it has to like hang up though. But she decides to answer the phone, and it's the killer, and he's just like, "Surprise, Sydney." So this is what I'm
Oh my God, you sounded just like him. Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't say that again.
It's pretty good.
It was good. It was good.
She at this moment, he knows you're there. He knows you're answering the phone. Girl, run. She be trying to be badass. Show your face, you fucking coward. So that's.
But this was like such a red herring, because she's looking at the door and she sees Derek outside when she goes to answer the phone, and then, like you said, show your face, you coward. And he's like, with pleasure or whatever. I do better. I do better with my Jack Frost impersonation. Sorry, y'all.
Go to
So the killer runs out, and then. Oh no, I'm sorry. The killer is now standing in front of the closed front door. So like, this is totally a red herring for you to think that Derek is the killer. They
but
want you to
not
believe
though,
the killer again.
because
yes, it
even
was.
when she's going to the door, she sees Derek like through the glass. So I'm like, how did you think it was him?
No. At the first part, before she saw him, before he came back to the door.
No. I get what you're saying. I'm talking about Sydney herself.
Okay.
Like, how did Sydney think that it was him when, girl, you saw him behind the door? Like, what are you talking about?
Because there was 2 killers in the first one, obviously.
Oh, girl, go to hell. She's paranoid. And so this is when you know it's Mrs. Loomis, because this chase scene was terrible. Like, the killer done fell over 18 different objects. And I'm like, does she still have her heels on when she's doing all this? Because I'm like, Mrs. Loomis, get up. Like, save yourself. So, and Sydney's running there. Everybody's running very slow in this movie, and it pisses me off. But Sydney runs to the back door, and then she stops running for some reason. And that's when Derek comes up behind her. I'm like, why? I would never stop running in this situation. I would keep running, and then you just gonna have to catch me. Like, I don't care if you're my friend. You're gonna have to just find me. So Derek runs up behind her. He's like, hey, it's me. Y'all got to learn to stop scaring girls after they've been chased. And so he runs into the house. Why he runs into the house? Because somebody want to see a dead body.
No, why didn't they run in together? Like, for real, if it's going down, we both going up in there and whooping some ass. Like, for the life of me, will never understand why they would like to do one-on-one with a killer instead of like us going in and just like manhandling the killer.
Exactly,
and, like,
because as we pointed out in the first Scream review, all he has is a knife. That's it. He just has a hunter's knife. I mean, I get it. He's been working out, but y'all should be able to jump him.
Yeah.
Because Sydney be whipping ass on her own. So I know her and Derek could have done some damage. But you hear clanking. Derek get sliced like Tatum. And Dewey comes, and the cops come, and Derek's just like, he ran away. He got me, and he ran away. And so she's crying, and she's just like, oh my God, my boyfriend was hurt because of me. I don't have time for Sydney and her games.
You really think she was? No, I think it just finally. Well, I mean, everything's been hearsay. She's been hearing it. She feels like the killer is back for real, but she doesn't have concrete evidence. But now she does. So I think it hit her like at that moment, like, fuck, this is happening again.
Yeah. I thought she was being empathetic, because that would have hurt me, because my best friend died. My best friend died. So like now my boy, like, it just, death follows you, girl. And I feel like that would have made me emotional. Like, damn, like.
Which is why she dumped his ass in a couple of scenes later.
And so they at the hospital. So he getting all stitched up, and they're basically Dewey's suspicious of Derek because it was such a clean cut. You know, they didn't hit any arteries. It was just, and so
And he's pre-med.
yeah, he's pre-med. And so that's also when Mickey throws in a little doubt in Sydney's ear, like, why would anybody go back in that house? Like, just so she starts doubting and she starts, I don't trust you. But they have Sydney now has security, terrible, terrible detectives in suits following her around. And so that's when does she break up with him though? Or does she just say,
yeah. Well, she tries to, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
she does. Like, she does break up with him, but then we have that heinous cafeteria scene.
Oh yeah, that was nasty. Yeah, that was rough.
But in the meantime, he breaks up with Derek. And then we also get basically why this is when it gets weird for me. Gail is a reporter. Why is she working with the police? Why is she allowed in these rooms with like
because she has firsthand knowledge of
they
how
break
these
the
killers
rules.
work, and she's solving the shit immediately.
She is because she's they're putting the names of all the victims, and that's when she's seeing Maureen, Phil, Casey. She sees the parallels of the victims. Looks like a copycat. She figures it out before everyone else. Which
so who was next? Who was next in the first movie? So after Maureen died, Casey and her boyfriend Steve.
Well, Sydney got attacked. Sydney got attacked. So that happened again. And then the next person was the principal. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is when I'm guessing, because I hate when they say it's going to be a copycat and then don't she be copycatted in the movie? Because there was no
they gave up.
No member of the faculty died. No member of, because I thought they were going to kill the theater teacher, but no member of the faculty died. Nobody at this college dies ever again.
He didn't die?
No, he was in and out.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm sorry. I was thinking about Urban Legend.
I hate you. He's British. He got the hell up out of there. And so
so was the principal in Urban Legend. But anyway.
And I was just talking about when we did better Silent Night, and the guy and the sheriff was British, and I was like, it was just, and exactly. But yeah, so Gail solves the murder, and she's like, oh, it's a copycat, so we got to get the fuck out of here. And Sadie breaks up with Derek. They're in the cafeteria. She got her, and so go ahead, Tiffany, because you love this part. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. They're in the cafeteria. Go ahead.
No, I hate this part. He gets up and he starts singing to her in front of everybody, and people are clapping and joining in like it was amazing.
They're clapping offbeat. I want to talk about it. This is how I know it's a white college. No, they were clapping offbeat, and I know y'all saw it. Y'all will not. They were clapping offbeat.
I think I love you.
Yeah,
and I was just like, "There's no way these claps are hit," because I'm like, they're offbeat. And I want to see Hallie clap because I'm like, I know you better be on beat. Don't play with me.
She probably was twerking in the corner. Like he could have easily just given her a card, a couple of roses.
It was romantic, Tiffany. You just don't like.
I don't know romance. I don't know romance.
You don't like grand gestures.
How do you know what I like?
Because I know you don't like grand gestures. I know you don't.
Oh.
I know you probably don't even like PDA. You ain't holding nobody hand in the mall.
Who goes to the mall anymore?
And so all that to give her his Greek letters. Did anybody on this podcast pledge?
No.
Yes.
Oh, so is this really a frat faux pas to give the person you're dating your Greek letters? I did not know this.
In 2008, it wasn't. I don't know. It could have been a thing in the 90s, but no, it's definitely not a thing.
Okay.
Are you in Divine 9 or are you on the other side?
In the other side, you can edit this if you like.
wait, no. Okay, I know you can't talk about it.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, more power to you. I'm gonna assume this is like a maybe like a musical frat or a
No, it's just a regular Greek just frat.
Wow.
Not an academic fraternity or whatever. But no, nobody's giving letters, let alone little chain letters or whatever. It's for like solidifying a relationship. It's just not a thing. The whole scene is just cringy. It's just really bad.
Well, that's when Hallie's like, it's a frat faux pas. The brother's gonna kick his ass. You're not supposed to give it to your girl. Which that chain was a little small for a guy. It was like very thin. I was like, it looks like it was made for a girl, but okay. And I forgot what his fraternity. I forgot what it was. I don't know. Oh, Omega. What Omega? What did he say? Omega Kappa.
Beta.
Omega Kappa. I don't know. Damn it. The guy said it at the end. But anyway, so yeah. So they kiss, and I guess they're dating again. I don't understand the point.
Omega Kappa Beta.
Ew, that doesn't sound good.
That's the answer.
Omega Beta Zeta sounds way better. But yeah, so I guess they're dating again. I don't understand the point in all of that. So damn, I can't remember the next scene. I don't remember if
Has Joel picked up his copy of the Woodsboro Murders?
No, not yet. So the
Not
next
yet.
scene is Randy's speech to Dewey when he's talking about the sequels.
Mm.
So,
oh yeah, okay, yeah. So
Great
what's so
scene.
crazy? What's so crazy about this scene is like I was watching it back and I'm over here hanging clothes up while I'm listening to it. And I'm like, yo, the original 4 murderers or the original 4 killers that they had in the script, he lays them out immediately in a row. He says that of course we're gonna look at Derek. The boyfriend, we should do that, and Dewey's like, yeah, we should do that. Like, why was he talking? Why was he talking like this?
I don't know what David was doing in this movie because he was like, yeah, maybe, yeah, let's move on. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sounds good. He was doing his best Skeet Ulrich impersonation, I feel. And then he mentions Hallie, and they're like, oh, the roommate, oh, that would be a change. And then they mention Mickey, and Randy's like, oh, well, it can't be Mickey, because if Mickey's a suspect, then I'm a suspect. And then at the end of the conversation, he's like, Mrs. Voorhees was a great killer. I'm like, he literally said, he said all the killers right then and there.
And then he points to Gail, who was, spoiler alert, the killer in Stab 3. You gotta pay attention to the dialogue. But yeah, she was originally like when the actress is dying, she's like, you can't kill me because in Stab 3, I'm the killer. So yeah.
So wait, so in Scream 3, when Parker Posey is dying, that's what she said?
Yeah, she's like, you can't kill me because in Stab 3, I'm the killer. So like Gail was supposed to be the killer in Stab 3.
But Stab 3 never came out. Production was halted.
Oh, clearly it did. No, clearly they made it because of the future movies, right? They made it.
There's
though.
like Stab 6 and stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't make that movie. They didn't make Stab 3 Return to Woodsboro. So everything changed, is what I'm saying. So no, you're incorrect.
I hate you. And so that's when we get the infamous Tori Spelling preview. They can go to hell for
That
this.
was
Because why, Luke Wilson? Why did you do this to me? This is my question. And I think we asked this, and I don't know if we asked this, Tiffany. How did Gail know what happened in the hallway to put in her book to put in the movie? How did they know what happened?
At the school. Oh, when
Because Sydney doesn't do press.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, Sydney doesn't do press. So how would they know that conversation happened?
I feel like nope. Never mind. I take that back because I was gonna say, I was gonna say that she told Tatum when they were in the bedroom together, but that was the scene prior to them being in school. So you're right. There's a lot of things like something I just randomly thought about. Like I really wonder if like in this universe, if the world knows that Sydney lost her virginity to Billy, because the only person that would have known, obviously, is Billy, her, and then maybe Stu. Billy might have told him, but then they both died. Do you think she told anybody else? Does anybody else know that part of her life?
Maybe she told her husband. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe she told Hallie. Like, maybe Hallie knows.
But I wanted them to show that part in the movie. But I feel like, did they show that in one of the Stab movies?
No, we don't get that
far. In any of the future Screams?
No.
Okay.
Not
My
at
bad.
all.
I didn't know. It was just something to think about, but you're right. So I guess she's just making it up at this point. She just made that.
Well, that was incredibly accurate.
Yes, but she made it up.
Which, see, this made me feel like, because when I was watching, I was like, wait, did the WB produce this? Because I'm like, now that you're talking about it, Tori Spelling, Sarah Michelle Gellar, I'm just like, a lot of these people are WB related. Are like,
Josh Jackson.
Yeah, I'm just like, how did they get all these people? Like, but maybe it's just because they were popular at the time. But I was just like,
they
wow.
were.
Because they made
they were
fun of
the
Tori Spelling in
YM.
the first movie. That's why I was like, why would she do
No,
it?
Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling was like only invited to those parties because she was Aaron Spelling's daughter. Like it just did. It just I feel like it just never happened for her how it should have. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
Apparently, they
everybody.
reached out to her though. I think because she was
Oh,
like a fan of the gag in the first movie,
Yeah.
where
Okay.
yeah, and she was like, "Oh, I'll do it just to be like a good sport or whatever."
that's good. That's cool of her. But I
Yeah.
just feel like she was never really in those circles.
No.
I'm not gonna say what is obvious on this podcast,
Oh.
but I think we all know what it is. She
What?
just because with okay, so let's say spelling productions, like yeah, her dad put her in stuff, but even her dad never made her the star because everyone he cast had a certain look, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Look
Okay.
at
damn.
Shannon Doherty,
God damn it.
Alyssa Milano, like come on now, look, Felicity, like look how those women looked, and look at Tori, and we're gonna move on. And so,
Jesus.
just gonna yeah. And so she looks like her dad.
All right.
And
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, you're still going.
oh no, I mean
Yeah.
she does. She does look like her dad. She don't look like her mom.
Oh,
And so gosh, where are we? Okay, so um okay, so this is when Joel he doesn't get the book yet. This is when he is apprehensive though. He's just like, Gail, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm not cut out for this. And then she's very mean to him. She's like, don't fuck with me. And I'm just like, Gail is so vicious in this movie,
Yeah.
and I don't remember her being like this in any other movie. Like she's just
Which is why she should have died in this movie.
like, yeah, she's you were kind of hoping for. She was just mean to everybody.
Yeah.
And so Sydney's at theater class. And
Skip.
You don't want to
We don't care.
No, we have to talk about it because this is
Run
when
through
she
it real fast.
Okay, so she's in theater class. She wants to quit the play because, oh my God, so much is going on. And he's just like, we don't have no understudy. Get up on that fucking stage and dance, ho. And so she get up on stage and dance. And so, theater teachers always have that way of bringing out the actor in you. And so she's doing amazing, by the way. And so they're going through the play and she's just killing it. And so this is when, I don't know, we get to a part in the play where, the killer is there. And I couldn't tell if the teacher saw the killer or if it was just Sydney seeing the killer. Cause I'm like, y'all don't see this man in his white mask? Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're just into it, but he's chasing her all around and nobody notices that he's there. And so he runs up on her, she screams, and you can see him like back up and run like to the back. And then they made it seem like she was crazy, but I saw him move and leave. Like she's not fucking crazy. I saw him. And so they stopped the production.
I think she was crazy.
Yeah, you can see it. Like when he
First time, it could be interpreted she's having like a panic attack, and
Yeah, that's what I think.
you know what I mean?
see, okay. I saw the person back up, walk behind,
Well-
and I saw another character come up, and that's when he takes the mask off and he's like, dude, what the fuck? It's just me. But you were not standing right there, sir. I saw you. I'm not crazy. And so she runs off, so she runs off into the back without her detectives, even though they're there, and they let her go off to the back, anyway. Derek comes up and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, Mickey had to edit, you get me, which again, spoiler alert, because I'm like, that would have been obvious, but she thinks that Derek is the killer still. Like she's doubting herself in her head. She's like, what are you doing here? I need space. And that's when she actually breaks up with him. That's when she's like, leave me the fuck alone. And then I want to talk about this part.
Y'all, they killed Randy.
I hate you. Why did you do that? So we get to one of the so I guess they did give me some cell phone play. They gave me a little bit of cell phone tease. So everyone, not everyone, but the rest of the Sydney gang, Gale, Dewey, and Randy, they're out on campus chilling, literally, trying to figure out who the killer is. And so they're running down theories. This part was nice for me because I like that they mentioned Tatum and they watched that Dewey was visibly upset about it because his little sister did get murdered.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're Gail keeps getting calls from like, I don't know, her editor-in-chief. Wait, yeah, editor-in-chief. And she's like, tell Bob I'll call him back. And so eventually the killer actually calls. Randy answers the phone. And so he's like, it's the killer. And so they decide to run around the campus jumping on people with cell phones because, we'll find the killer that way. while Randy keeps him distracted. And I'm like, that's a terrible idea.
Was it like only like 100 feet range for cell phones back in the day?
Ah,
What the hell is going on?
because I was like, y'all not gonna get arrested for assault because they're literally jumping these students, like, and they're just okay with it. Like they don't try to fight back or nothing. Like they just snatching people's cell phones, and I'm just like, what? You ain't go to you wasn't on USM campus. I know that much with all that, and so they're just and so he's taunting Randy, and Randy's taunting him, and he really gets under Randy's skin when he's like, "You'll never be the leading man." I thought that was fucking hilarious, and so Randy's walking all around. I don't know why Randy just didn't stay in the same spot. That's the part I didn't understand. Like, why you stay in your seat, sir?
I don't understand why none of them had a weapon on them.
Yeah, why doesn't Dewey have a gun? Because couldn't he legally have a gun because he's technically maybe he can get on the plane. I don't know. If
Why didn't they have a knife? Something. They should have something.
Some
a
type
baseball
of
bat.
yeah, mace. I don't know.
A baseball, a baton,
a microphone, Gail.
A jump rope.
Microphones are heavy.
Pfft.
Not a jump rope. And so
a fucking rock, just a rock in their pocket. Something.
So yeah, Randy starts insulting Billy Loomis, and he's like he says he's a homo repressed mama's boy, rat faced, he just like everything. And so that's when for some reason he gets very close to Gail's news van, and so that's when he gets snatched into the news van. How a grown woman was able to pull your grown ass in there, don't know. And so this is when the Beastie Boys come by, and I'm like, yeah, y'all playing now, because there was no reason that y'all had to have that. It's like when they had Jack Black with the dreads, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, stop playing with me. Y'all could have had some black boys with a boombox walking by. Don't do that.
So it was supposed to be Debbie's character that did this kill?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I hate you. You don't listen to the dialogue, because she's like, Randy insulted my Billy and I got a little knife happy. So yeah, she pulled him in and wrestled with him in the van and stabbed him multiple times and slit his throat and then walked out.
First time viewer watching this, could you see somebody thinking that the killer might have been Joel at this moment? Because he did kind of just go off to get some donuts.
Oh.
Is that the van?
These are new and brilliant ideas. I didn't think about that. Because he is always just not around.
Yeah, just kind of, pops around. I thought they might have been playing with that idea, but I don't know.
That would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been okay. Yeah.
That would have been good. Because, all you see from the killer is that they have on black shoes, black pants. That's all you get. Yeah. I don't even know what kind of boots those are, but yeah. And so
this is Loomis doing that to Randy, though. I just still
that's
not
why I'm like,
believable
Randy, you're weak, because there's no way you but okay, we'll let them have it. Yeah. And so that's when they're like, where's Randy? And so because Randy should have stayed where the fuck he was. And so they go to the van because the window smashed. They open it, and that's when we get Gail's signature scream. So
wait, what?
Now my computer just said playing music.
Are you okay? Because that sounded really scary.
Wait, that wasn't you doing that?
Tiffany? No, that wasn't me.
Oh, what was that?
That was a theater major. And so if the killer is Joel, he faints. Did y'all notice that he had Dunkin' Donuts and he had powdered sugar on his mouth?
Yeah, it was a lot going on. I did notice.
I was like, okay,
well, there it is right there. So if you thought it was Joel, you immediately didn't think it anymore, because he had Dunkin' sugar on his mouth.
And so fast forward to Sydney in the library. This movie was very short to have so many damn scenes. But Sydney's in the library and she's working on something she ain't working hard on, because she gets an instant message, and that's when her computer freezes, and that's when the black guy, he's like, hey, dumb whore, just click Control M. All the terminals are connected. He really gave it to her, and I really appreciated him.
The message said you're gonna die tonight. She jumps up and knocks her chair down, like she's
so
just so
fucking dramatic. Like,
the police come up and they're like, The police are like, what is it? What is it?
Do you know
What's
how
going
hard you have
on?
to stand up for a chair to do that in the library? Like, come on now. Those chairs are wood.
Not necessarily. As someone who has fallen out of a chair a time or two, it's not that hard.
It's not just me. And so they're like, and so then he's like, the police can't save you. And so they're like, stand back here by the hall, by the stairwell, Sid. And so they go around checking everybody's computer. And I'm just like, they always put her in situations where the killer could easily come grab her if he wanted to.
Stand by this closed but could be open door.
Yeah,
This should be fine.
And
Yeah,
so
that's
when
worst detail ever.
Oh God, that's when Sabretooth comes and he's like, hey, Sydney, like, hey, how you doing? And
Why do you make him sound like Beavis?
that's how he sounds to me. And he's just like, hey, I just want to talk to you. Gotta get a call from fucking Diane Sawyer. I'm just like,
please stop.
He's so creepy. I'm like, dude, like you're whispering. Well, they're in the library, but he's just very creepy about it. Like you sound like somebody who would have sex with a 50-year-old woman. And so, he wants to do her to do a Diane Sawyer interview with her. They're gonna get the whole hour prime time, and they're gonna get $10,000 each. Which I'm not saying like you're a college student, Sydney.
Did you forget the house that she was living in? Dad's got big money. She don't need 10,000 from Diane.
Well, he is always traveling for work, not taking care of his damn daughter. Because even in this movie, he's out of country for work again. Like you ain't learned your lesson.
He's selling drugs
with Uncle Escobar, and so he's just chat. And then she says no, and then that's when he starts to get real. He's very grabby during this whole interaction. If y'all don't notice, like he touching her, like she tries to turn away, he grab her head and move it towards him. I was like, sir, look, I gave you grace because you didn't kill my mom, but you were still having an affair with my mom. Don't play.
I'm sorry. She owes him. I'm on his side.
Oh, what okay, she may owe him, but you don't get to physically touch me. Like he touched her.
I agree.
Creepy. Yeah.
Like he was touching her shoulders, chest, pants, shoes.
Like
yeah. If he didn't kill Morgan, he killed somebody. Like he was very he was super weird.
Billy and Stu got to her before he could.
Yeah, it was just it just felt uncomfortable because like even though I may have falsely accused you for murder, like we still got some sort of negative history, sir. Don't act like you just know me. Like you weren't the guy, like her parents got divorced and he like, hi, Sydney, it's Roger. He's just coming over. Like, no, we didn't know. I didn't know you like that. Come on now. I didn't know you like that. So chill out. And so that's when he runs after her. He curses her out. And then the police come and they grab him and, handcuff him and arrest him. Why isn't an alarm going off right now? And so,
you live in the hood?
A leprechaun in the hood come to do no good.
Stop it.
And so,
is this the car chase scene?
No, this is another car chase scene. They're just at the this is when Sydney finds out that Randy died, but they're questioning Cotton for no reason. He's letting them know, like, I know my rights, I'm innocent, blah blah blah. But this is when she finds out Randy died, and she's just like, it shouldn't have been me. Yeah, it should have.
No, it should have been Gail. And or Dewey. It should have been both of them. What was the hard on to keeping them alive for all of these movies?
I'm gonna have to really think on that. Because at this point, they weren't really. Gail is not a likable character yet. So honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's Courteney Cox and Friends was big. That's all I get. That's all I got. Friends was really big and it's Courteney Cox and she's gonna bring in the money. David Arquette is from the Arquette family, and that's when Alexis was still alive. So maybe there was like, maybe I don't know. I just feel like they were two big names in Hollywood at the time, so they wouldn't have just done that. That's all I got for you. That's fine. And so that's when they decide that they're going to take Sydney away to a secret abandoned location with the detectives, and Hallie's going to go with her. And this isn't even the chase scene because something else happens next.
They get Derek?
No, because that's when she's leaving. Something happens before. Why am I blanking? So Cotton comes out and Gail's like, don't do anything stupid, Cotton. She goes off on Billy Loomis's mom. I don't know why. She's just like, give it a rest and blah blah blah. And so Joel leaves. This is when it matters. So Joel's been reading her book. He decides to leave. He leaves her the footage, and her and Dewey are like, well, hey, if the killer is, really watching us, relishing every moment, wouldn't he be on the footage? And so that's when they get the great idea to go find a VCR in the theater building to play the footage,
but not go to the police station. Like
because they left the police. Damn it. They literally left the police station. That's why I'm like, why wouldn't you take the footage to the police station? No, they stay on campus and they go to the theater, which, mind you, it's daytime when this happens. It's nighttime by the time they found the theater. I just want to add that in.
Hey, daylight savings time is a bitch because it'll be like 4:45 and the sun will be out 5:15. It's dark as shit outside.
Man, it looks warm there. I don't know. People have on jackets. I don't know.
I was about to say they got jackets and they're all like leather jackets too. It's pretty warm there. I mean, it's pretty cold. It's cold.
So yeah, that's where I'm just like, but anyway, so they go and they find everything's locked up, but they find I don't know, the projector room. I don't know what
media room.
Yeah, like, and they go and they go and they play the tapes, and they get all romantic watching Dewey go off on, I don't know, I guess she's turned on by her getting cursed out. And so that's when they decide we're gonna have a mini sex scene, because Scream sucks. They don't have any sex scenes. And so they're making out on the desk. I want to, damn it, I'm not in college anymore. I was like, I want to try that. And so they're all making out, and that's when
you want to try what? You want to try what?
Making out on the teacher's desk.
Why?
I don't know. It looked awesome. And so
you're so weird.
And so that's when the footage of Maureen and Phil from the beginning of the movie pops up. And apparently the killer was across the street recording them. Nobody saw this though. And so
I have an issue with this.
Go ahead.
Where did Ghostface have time to sprinkle the Ghostface footage into Joel's camera bag or whatever?
So
when Debbie saw killed Randy.
The footage that they were watching was on the big TV. The projector was playing the footage that the killer had, because he was in the projection room with the camera playing it. Yeah, I just noticed that because when Dewey ran up there, I saw the camera and I was like, oh, okay. So it was two different screens they were watching.
Okay. Copy.
What doesn't make sense is why her footage stopped though, because their footage just stopped, and I was like, why? Who pressed pause? But okay. And so that's when they realized the killer's up there, and then Dewey, he struggle runs up there.
Limped up there. Yeah.
He doesn't have a gun. So what exactly is he supposed to do? That's my only question.
Fisticuffs.
Okay.
With one hand?
Right, because I told you he was doing the Timmy thing. So what was he supposed to do? He didn't have a gun.
One hand, one leg. Let him have it. Give it all you got.
So he's like, there's no one there. That's when the killer is behind the desk. And I'm like, how the fuck did he get down there? Like, it's just anyway. So Gail gets chased by the killer. She hits him with a cord phone. I don't know why that's in the classroom, but okay. And she runs out. Dewey falls down the stairs.
God.
It's just like, sir, how are you still on the force? And so this is a good chase scene though, because she runs, every door is locked. This gave me anxiety, even watching it again, because what do you do? Which honestly, I would have probably just ran out of the building, but so
why are all these damn doors locked, but the building's open? Like, why not just close the building? How are they in there? I don't get it.
I feel like you were in.
How USM was though. Like the main.
What was it? We both went to the same college, University of Southern Mississippi. So yeah, light years apart, but we did go to the same college. So the buildings were open, maybe just to go to use the bathroom.
Like,
but you couldn't
the
get
halls
into
were
the
open,
class.
but I feel like teachers would lock their classrooms. But the media room, maybe I could understand them locking the media room because you can mess up film and stuff, or steal equipment. Shut up, media. Mess up equipment or steal equipment. But then the random doors that are locked don't even have locks. So she decides to go in a random room. This scared me so much. Because like
it was like
there's no locks on any doors. Yeah.
Check the music room.
No locks on any of
we're
these
big
doors.
Scary movie fans. Big scary movie fans. Sorry.
I stopped the scary movie too. But
and she like oh my God, and everything's soundproof, but she's going behind things and the killer's coming behind her and she's like tiptoeing. And I'm like, does he hear her? I just, it gives me goosebumps because I'm like, I know I would get caught in situations like this because I'm not good at hiding behind objects. And I walk heavy too. So
What?
yeah,
You weigh like 126 pounds. What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
understand, but you can hear it when I thump.
Fucking clown feet walking through the building.
I don't know, man. It's just, but this, I didn't like this part because I was like, oh my God, he gonna get her. But even when she closes the door, she closes it very loud. I'm like, girl, I would have heard that if I was the killer. But she gets
I think this scene went on too long.
yeah, she gets in the sound room, not sound room, and that's when Dewey comes up and he's like, he sees her through the glass, but she can't hear him, he can't hear her. Killer come up and slice and dice him. And that's when he grabs the microphone and screams, and then she hears him, and then that was so sad. He gets all slammed on the screen, it's just blood and guts.
He should have died. Like,
he was dead.
He
was
dead.
something keeping her from turning all the way around? Like she could only turn right, left, or look forward. She couldn't turn. Well,
she couldn't hear him.
But I mean, still, if you're running from somebody, aren't you going to look in all directions?
Well, she was looking at the door because she couldn't close it. She couldn't lock it. So she was looking to see if he came in, which if he came in, she was dead as a doornail. I don't understand the point. But
yeah, he was dead. There's no Chad is the new Dewey because there's no way he should be dead.
Yeah, bleeding out the mouth. Died. It was crazy.
Like,
was he limping in Scream 3? I can't.
He was limping, but it was not that dramatic, which is why I say he was doing too much in this damn movie. Because had like he had like it was like a tired runner. Like his like he had like
he got a cramp. He got a Charlie.
He had a cramp run. It was way better. He been doing some physical therapy.
Okay.
But at least in Scream 3, he had his fucking gun on him at all times. And so Gail knocks down some I don't know, some studio equipment so the killer can't get in. He trying to break through this was pointless. Now this is when it went on for too long because I'm like, why are you beating on it? You know you can't get through there. You go to this college, sir. And so killer leaves, and so Gail is just left alone. And so then this is when Sydney's finally fucking leaving. So it took her that long to pack everything in one bag. And so she's about to leave with the cops and they're about to go to a undisclosed location. Derek is standing outside, creepy as hell. And so he's just like, when you come back, I'm going to be here. And you see figures in the background looking in like the shadows, which scared the hell out of me. And so
wait, do you think you've mentioned that he went to the school, the killer just right when Gail was trying to get through or whatever. Do you think that was Mickey?
Yeah, just because of how crazy he was acting.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just think it was just because he was acting insane and then he left, so I'm thinking he had other shit to do. Okay. Which they don't have watches or timers. I don't know how they know where to be at what time. Whatever. But so
yeah, how are they coordinating this?
Exactly. So Sydney is leaving and she gives Derek this pity ass kiss.
Yeah, it was bad.
She drives off, and then that's when his the sorority and the fraternity they grab him, and they they're punishing him for giving the letters up, and I guess the punishment is tying him up, pouring beer down his boxers, and writing lewd words on him in red marker while fake stabbing him. And
a real thing.
It's this big ass party.
Wait. You said that's a real thing?
No, I said it's not a real thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're just like, it's just this big ass party on the stage. Mind you, they cleaned it up very well. Just throwing it out there because they were just throwing I hate when they waste alcohol. Because they're just throwing beer all over the ground and like
it was probably like Natty Light or something, I don't really care. Yeah,
but you still gotta clean all that. They cleaned it up. That's what I'm saying. Because when Sydney goes in there, it was spotless. And so Sydney is driving off with her one divorced cop and her gay cop. Because she knows. Why does she know their zodiac signs? That pissed me off. And so they don't get off the damn campus before they stop at a red light. Why they stopped at a red light and ain't nobody there, I don't know. But the killer is strong enough to punch the window out in the cop car, slash the cop's throat. The other cop gets out of the car. He manages to kick him, grab him, slam him into the window. There's instant blood. I'm like, is it that easy to draw blood okay. But then he throw him across the.
This was so unrealistic.
Yeah,
I'm like, Mickey is. I get he's tall,
and Mickey turned into Superman. Like,
because I'm just like, he's tall and he's a little built, but he's just not like the guy you're just like. He looks like a student in film class, like literally. Like you ain't going to the gym, you're not going to the pain center, and so
doing all this
it.
to train detectives. Yeah,
yes,
like
to train detectives, and and then. This pisses me off even more because you holding up the gun talking about get out the car, asshole. He already killed your partner, sir. Shoot him.
Why are we discussing this?
I would have said, Sydney, get down and pop that motherfucking car. Like, I'm sorry. Because there's no way. And so he drives off. He on the front of the hood. He hanging on though for he got his detective training in. And so why he
hanging on a hood of a car is detective training?
Yes, because that's hard.
Okay.
I know from experience, it's very hard. And so
you've hung on the top of a car.
Yeah.
Why? What was the purpose? What was going on?
Did you do the stunt for like in Death Proof?
Nobody has older brothers. Okay, I get it.
I got one. I don't like him.
Hanging on with one hand because
you were never the guinea pig.
The gun pointing.
When you have older brothers, you're the guinea pig in a lot of experiments.
No. I am so sorry for your childhood. Are you okay?
Yeah. Like I even had to jump off the roof before.
Like Cece. Okay.
That's how I know.
That's how you can survive if you want to. Yeah, you landed wrong, girl. And so so why is he driving so recklessly? I don't know. But he drives so reckless that he runs into this construction pipe situation thing.
This is
on
the
campus.
Shittiest street on whatever the campus is like how were they able to get on this street? It's just the whole thing's under construction. Was it like poles they ran into? Just a plot of poles? I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't it scaffolding? It was a scaffold.
Yeah, but because the pole went through his head, and I was like, oh, well, those are good special effects. Better than Tatum's.
It looked good. I agree.
Car crashes. The girls are semi okay. They had on a damn seat belts, but so. They're trying to get out. They can't get out the back seat. But Sydney realizes that the pipe went through the bars of the car, and so she pulls it off. They pull it off, which I didn't know you could just do that. And so she's like, "We gotta go through the front." This is another. There was a lot of tense scenes in this movie. Sydney, you can. Yeah. I mean, not Sydney.
No. There were a lot of opportunities for them to kill the bad guy in this movie, but they didn't take them.
With what?
That's all.
What was she gonna kill the Ghostface with? At that
she
moment?
could have. Her and Hallie both could have wrapped their arms around his fucking neck and just held on. Chucky did it in Child's Play 2. They could have did it.
Oh my gosh, I hate you.
They could have held that mask over his face and smothered him. They could have killed him.
Ma'am, he still got his knife. It's just a lot going on. Well, they could have got the gun. Oh, they could have got the gun from the cop.
And, they could have got one of those mini pipes that they just ran into.
He had the cop still had the gun on him. That's how Mickey got the gun in when he's that's how he got the gun. Yeah. So the gun was right there. They could have just looked and been like, "Oh, there's a gun," and pop goes the weasel. But they didn't want to survive. And so Sydney's climbing out. She initially tries to take his mask off, but she hits the fucking horn. Yeah. It's shit like that. Like, ooh, I would have loved to see this in theaters because I would have screamed.
A lot of tense moments. Yeah.
And so she manages to get out the window. She can't unlock the door from the outside though, so Hallie got to go through. I just knew Hallie was about to die. Because she was taking too long for me. But they managed to get out of the car safely, and they just run off. I guess they don't see the gun, but okay. They run off, and they run like 10 miles down the road, and Sydney's like, I want to know who it is. And Hallie's like, no, we need to go. And she's like, no, I have to find out. The cops will be, if you get the cops, they'll be gone when they get back.
So they didn't hear him open the door, get out,
That's what I'm saying.
Like all the glass falling on the ground.
I'm going to assume, no. I'm going to assume that he didn't open the door. He went through the window too. That's all I'm gonna say.
But the glass would have been falling off of his person, off of the robe and everything. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Well, see, my peripheral is a motherfucker. I would have seen something move. So I don't know.
He ran up the block with them, basically.
Yeah, like because he would have had to get out of the car, run the opposite direction, go all the way around that building to come around to where he was. Like, I don't get how he did that.
It was too perfect. And he's still a little woozy from the head wound.
Yeah.
Right.
and it was a big one when you see it. So I'm like, okay. So Sydney runs back. She has to wait. My thing is, I could see from the back that he wasn't there anymore. I could literally see that his head was not in the car seat. So how she had to come all the way up to see that he wasn't there confused me. Because I saw it. I was like, he's not there, Sydney. And so she's like, he's gone. And Hallie's like, what?
What?
And, for me, Hallie, I'm following the person who survived the killing everywhere they go.
No, I'm not. I'm going with Joel.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm out.
She wouldn't have left me there in the alleyway. I would have walked with her. Like, two's better than one. I would have walked with her. Like, I don't understand the point of staying right there by yourself. So
right, and it wasn't even that late at night. There was nobody. Like, what desolate town do they live in?
Well, remember the police did a campus curfew after Randy was killed.
But they were off campus, is what I'm saying. Like, there was nobody in the town or anything.
I want to believe that was
like
them barely getting off campus.
So you think they were still on campus?
Yeah, like I think they were leaving campus.
Okay.
Yeah, local small business.
Yeah,
integrated with the campus type of vibe.
Kind of like across the street, like they were at the IHOP at US.
They usually close early. I mean, where I live, like most of the restaurants are closed by 9.
Okay.
So yeah, I get it.
Oh, I just got hungry. And so anyway, he kills Hallie.
Stupid.
I was very upset that I really wanted her to survive. Most importantly, he stabbed her through her leather jacket. And so Sydney runs off. The killer doesn't chase her though. He just kind of stops. And so we get Gail. Gail's back. She's running out. She's still she's just now running out the damn building. And so she sees Debbie Salt. She's on the payphone, and so she grabs the payphone. Well, no, I'm sorry. Damn it. She's about to leave, and that's when she runs into Cotton, and Cotton's hands are bloody, and she's just like, holy shit, you're the killer. And he's like, no, I was trying to help Dewey. Chill out. Don't freak out. I'm innocent. And so she doesn't believe him. She runs off. He doesn't chase her, which I would have been like, okay, well, he's not the killer. He didn't chase you, girl. Because why would the killer have taken the costume off and then dug his hands into Dewey? Like, why would his hands be bloody if he was a killer? They have on gloves.
That didn't make any sense.
I was like, okay, Gail.
That's what I was thinking. Debbie was the killer there because she was closest to the theater building or whatever.
Is she the one that turned all the music on and the lights in the theater?
Okay, yeah, because somebody had to do that too.
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
I thought that they did that to lure Sydney there because she would be lured to the sound, right?
But why would that? Yeah. But why would she? Okay.
Because I mean, if you just ran to the killer when you go near a place where you think it's populated,
no, because she knew it wasn't rehearsals.
Clearly,
like, why would it be on?
She thought that the teacher was there. That's what she was calling his name when she walked in. She's like, Gus. That's the only thing, literally, because I just watched it. So I was trying to piece together how it would have made sense. So in my mind, they put the music on to lure her there.
Okay.
So
all right. Yeah. So she gets there and she sees Derek, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, because he comes down from the thing. And so she's just,
like Jesus.
Yes. And so she's like trying to wake him up. He's all drunk and shit. And she's trying to untie him. And that's when she's like, they killed Hallie. And he's like trying to sober up. And then that's when the killer pops up. God and weary. We reveal that it's Mickey, who has a big ass gash on his head. He needs to go to the hospital immediately. So he has the cop gun that they didn't take from the cop, and he has his knife. And
Mickey wants to get caught. What the fuck?
And so that's when he tries to he gaslights her into believing that Derek is his partner and that they've been working together this entire time. Sydney, this part pisses me off.
Well, we know why she is very hesitant. We get it, but she lost a good one.
Yeah,
but that led her to Mark Kincaid, so we'll go ahead and take it.
Blow my asshole. And so Derek is pissed off because he visibly sees Sydney doubting him, and Mickey's taunting him, and he's just like, "I'll fucking kill you. How you gonna kill him tied up, Derek? Like, you are in a very terrible situation. Like, this is the worst way to die when you have no chance."
Yeah.
And so he just shoots Derek in the chest. It was a big gash.
He shot him in the heart, right?
Well, he was talking too much for him to be shot in the heart. I just thought he shot him in the chest cavity, in the lungs,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
And
I
so,
don't know why Sydney would think this is a Billy Stu situation at this moment, though. Before Derek
Yeah,
gets
because
shot,
he's tied
he's
up.
tied up. He's not gonna do anything to harm you.
well, she clearly feels guilty because she's wearing those letters in the third movie, and so,
Yes, that's
the
that's a fact.
so Derry's last words are, "I never would have hurt you, never." So now she can feel guilty for the rest of her life. You're going to hell, Sydney. And so then Derry gets pulled back to heaven. It was very symbolic. And so he goes back into the heavens, and then that's when coming through door number 2, Gale Weathers. And so Sydney's like, "Gale, it's you," and she's like, "No." And that's when we get Roseanne's sister. And
Mrs. Loomis?
it pissed me off that she knew, but Gail didn't know.
Right.
But,
Gail would have done so much, investigative reporting.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. She would have done so. She would have known that lady looked like
and
that.
so, but apparently, according to Sydney, she lost 60 pounds and she had a lot of work done. So now I'm like,
apparently she must have had eyelid lift, because why were her eyes bugging out that entire fucking scene?
because
Like,
it was she was supposed to look insane.
She did a line of coke.
And so, in this all white suit, she was giving it. And so,
This is annoying though. Like she was kind of loosey goosey around that campus the whole fucking movie, and Sydney just didn't run into her by accident. Like,
yeah, if you actually notice, anytime Sydney's there, she has an excuse of why she has to leave, and I noticed it. In this watching, she
okay,
yeah. So remember when she talks to Gail in the beginning, and then Gail sets it up for Sydney to talk to Cotton. Debbie's gone immediately. And that's something she would have stuck around for, because she wants the tea on Gail, because she's basically turning everything around on Gail. Like, don't you feel like what you're doing is going to harm people? Why would she leave? She would not have left at that point. And like when you look back at it, you're like, oh yeah, she's a killer.
Good. Okay.
catch.
Now we could have caught the killer.
But we don't know who she is, because she's just Debbie Salt to us. We never even saw. I wish they would have at least showed us a picture of Mrs. Loomis, so we kind of could have had some kind of idea of what she looked like and made it make sense. But we would have never known who the killer was.
Okay, yeah, okay. Shout out to the writers. That was good. And so she basically, her and Mickey are explaining. Well, Mickey, he gives his motive is that he wants to get caught for the murders so he can say that it was because of the movies and he's gonna get famous because of the trial. And I was like, I mean, what?
Sure.
It sounded good. He was like, the Christian Coalition could pay my legal fees. I was like, they would do that. That reminds me of Kentucky from Orange is the New Black. But I'm just like, I would kind of wanted to see that trial. It's like you said, I want them to stop killing the killers and Scream, because I want to see if their plans do work out. Like when they have elaborate ones and it's not just, I want to do a remake. I want to see, like, I just miss when they had motives that kind of would have made like a good story. But and then of course, Mrs. Loomis is like, you kill my son, I kill you, which hers is misguided because your son killed my mom and killed my friends.
You should have killed your husband, Mr. Loomis.
Yeah, like it's just very misguided. I don't know. I still don't understand the whole Billy thing, because were you always a psycho, or did you just become a psycho when your parents got divorced when you were 16 fucking years old?
No, I think he needed a reason. He was always crazy, but he needed some kind of justification, and that was it.
Okay, because I'm just like,
to go off the edge. Yeah, but she doesn't kill Sydney, but she does kill Mickey.
Yeah. To blame it all on him. Okay. I guess she just didn't want to get caught. Maybe that was the reason why. Because I was like, I would have just let him. I would have just said I didn't have anything. I don't know. Like, if they wanted the plan to work, she could have just been the reporter covering it, right? Or like kind of like how Gail was, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed like an elaborate plan just to end so abruptly, because you got a whole secret identity and you just gonna kill him.
Right. There needs to be more to it. Like, those other people did nothing.
She was paying his tuition. Like, where are you getting the capital for all this? Like this, I'm just like, it just seemed.
Oh, you know what? She probably time out. She probably had life insurance on Billy.
You have life insurance?
Do you get
life insurance?
the life insurance if your person is a serial killer. Like, do they just take it back? Like, yeah,
He still died. I don't have any kids, but if I did, I could get life insurance on them.
Even if they don't live with you, even if you abandon them because you left them, you didn't love them that much.
But she didn't say that they were divorced. What? So, for sympathy, the dad probably was like, well, I cheated and the kid killed somebody here. Just take half of the money we get from Billy's death. Have a good day.
Okay.
We're going with it.
And they're still they're all from the same rich ass California town anyway. So
exactly. So who starts the stage production? Like the lights go off, like rocks start falling out the sky. Who started that?
That was fucking. I guess that was Debbie.
Yeah, that was
Debbie was in the back.
She probably made Gail do it while she put a gun to Gail's head, because then she kind of pushes her out. So.
In the midst of her shooting Mickey, she shoots Gail. Ow. And she falls off the stage.
Mickey shot Gail.
Oh yeah, Mickey shot Gail. That was the shot of his eye all bloody. That was a great shot. I just want to throw that in there because when you have Scream 2 on DVD, that's when it opens up, that's the shot they use. Is his bloody little eye, and I was like, that's a good shot.
Cotton shows up.
No, Cotton doesn't show up. They have a.
He doesn't.
No, this is when they fight.
We get some exposition.
They gotta fight and shit,
Okay.
Because Sydney we skipped over how Sydney beat the fuck out of Mickey a little bit. Like she slashes him with the
Yo, that was the slowest. That fight scene was so slow.
It pisses me off because she was beating his ass, but then it's like he just grabs her leg and she falls over. I'm like, Sydney, you she punching him and kicking him and she pulling his arm, making him hit the column, and all he got to do is here's your tickle, and then she falls.
Stop it.
That's how I was like, Sydney, you suck. And then she fighting Mrs. Loomis, and it's like, you got all this smoke for Gail, but you don't know how to punch a bitch. Punch her. Which I guess the gun is more intimidating than the knife is, but
yeah, for sure.
I'm not going out like that. But so this is when Mrs. Loomis is like, because she was like, Billy was, she was insulting Billy, and so she was like, don't, and Randy did that, and I got a little knife, happy girl, don't play me. So yeah, I'm just gonna assume that the poorly executed murders were Mrs. Loomis. And everyone else was Mickey.
Yeah.
Well, Mickey had a connection to the people, and Miss Loomis didn't.
Yeah, because Casey was in his class.
Well, I don't know about Phil and Maureen though.
Yeah, I don't even know what classes they were in. Maybe he just knew them because they were the only black kids in school, and so they.
Oh shit.
They were not the only black kids.
We're the only black kids.
We've already been over this.
Well, I don't know.
Black film guy. Yeah.
Because it was different. Because with Casey, we knew that she was in Sydney's class, but with them two, it's like you just knew how you knew them.
They just their names.
He just had literally. He just had to have known their names. And Casey was in his class, and then Randy. I mean, he knew Randy, but he didn't kill Randy. So.
And then Cotton shows up. Cotton shows up now, right?
Yes, once they fight, and then Sydney runs into the back, and she grabs an axe, and she starts I don't know what you call that, what she's doing, because I feel like you shouldn't need an axe to do all that. I feel like you should be able to press a button and all that stuff falls.
Oh, she was chopping the ropes, right?
Yeah, she kills her with theater equipment. Which because when the rocks fall on her, I'm like, are they that heavy to harm her?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would be like rocks. A feather or something, some fake rock.
Cardboard.
Yeah, because I was like, but she make it seem like she dying out there, and but see, again, why didn't she just jump off the stage? Because there's a moment when she tries to jump off the stage, but she acts like she can't, and I'm like,
did Debbie have on heels?
Yes, she had on. Well, she had on. What are those called, Tiffany? What are those called?
I'm sorry, that's random as fuck.
Kitten heel booties.
They're kind of what Delilah had, but not really. In the
Delilah. Those were Steve Madden slip-ons.
Debbie's were slip-on clogs. They look like something a Swedish woman would wear, an old maiden shoe.
Stop it!
They were heels.
So she couldn't get a good hop off the stage.
If you don't throw them off and jump down there barefoot. But so then Sydney comes out, her and what is her name?
Gail.
Debbie get into a scuffle. And that's when Cotton shows up. And he's just like, hey, what's going on here? And so So Debbie grabs Sydney and she has the knife to her throat, which just kill her.
So wait, let me go back. Let's back up a little bit. So
Now you want to back
Cotton,
up.
shut up. Cotton saw Gale, and he had blood on his hands. He said, "I was trying to help Dewey."
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to help Dewey?
He put pressure on the wounds.
Okay, so why didn't he would have been questioned by police if he would have called the police at that moment, right?
He
Why
left
was
before
he
the police arrived. He left before he put pressure on his wounds. He tied he tied Dewey up in his jacket that he conveniently didn't have. He didn't have his jacket. No, he didn't have his jacket. So he tied Dewey up in the jacket. He called 911. Then he left the premises because he heard commotion and he wanted to see what was going on because he's on a college campus and he's a pedo. And so
Okay,
he
thank
wanted
you. Thank you. I knew you would know the exact answer. Continue.
That's what happened.
Mhm.
That's not the exact
Gotcha.
answer. I'm just because he didn't have his jacket, so I'm assuming he just did something. I don't know because he had a lot of blood on his hands, like on both of them. So
Yeah.
it's like he was digging in there. So maybe I don't know.
I'm still looking for her shoes. I have to know.
Please find them. And so,
I will.
basically, Debbie is trying to coax Cotton into letting her kill Sydney, and then she will use her fake journalistic efforts to make him the star of the story. And so he's just like, she sent you to prison for a year, which, see, you saying Sydney owes him, that's not that long. I understand
it's long enough.
I understand he was on death row, but it wasn't that long. Like, okay, no, let's talk about this real quick. That was a quick trial then, because there's no way in hell her mom died. They had the trial and he got sent to prison, but the anniversary of her mom's death was the year of the murders. So it wasn't even a full year. He was there for a couple months.
Quick. That was too quick. Yeah.
It was like a chunky kitten heel.
Address that, because I don't feel like Scream ever addresses how quick that was. Like, because her mom's death year wasn't until that night that Billy and Stu did all that shit. So you went to jail and you was on death row and you were gonna get gassed in a few months, and you that mad?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess, it was just a year.
Black men served 20 years. I'm just saying,
Damn.
It was a very quick turnaround for me.
It was a quick, yeah.
Because
her daddy probably knew the judge. They had a lot of money.
Because they don't even kill people on death row that quick, like in real life. So I'm like,
no, you're right.
He was just about to die. Like, okay, he was in there for a good. How long is the trial? He was in there for 6 months, so yeah. But whatever. And so he wants his Diane Sawyer interview. I hated this part because I'm like, sir, calm down. It's Diane Sawyer. Is she still alive?
Yes.
Oh, it's Barbara Walters who's dead. And so he's like, Sydney, that Diane Sawyer interview is looking real good. And she's like, consider it done. And so he shoots Debbie in the fucking neck.
I didn't understand that. Was he like legit giving Sydney an ultimatum at that moment?
Well, he says, Sydney, I would never do anything to hurt you. So maybe he was just trying to play it off. Because what if Sydney was like, fuck you, kill me? Like,
maybe to have Debbie kind of drop her guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he shoots her dead in the throat, and I was like, "Damn, that's a good shot."
Yeah.
How's everybody such a good shot at the end of the movie?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because Cotton,
you know how hard it is to shoot a gun? Like, it's very hard.
And the kickback, didn't nobody suffer any. But I'm going to say that he learned how to shoot because he actually wanted to be a sheriff in Woodsboro, but because of the murder trial, he actually was taken off his training, and so that's how he knows how to shoot a gun.
It's
absolutely
canon.
not.
I'm making that canon. Yeah.
No.
I support that.
He was in prison for a year, so maybe he just I don't know what to
one
say.
hand.
Yeah, he did. Damn, they would kill. Okay, he did shoot it with one hand too. Because I was like, because Sydney did blow back, so I was like, how you wasn't gonna shoot her?
I don't think he cared.
Oh, I mean, he used to have sex with her mom. There has to be some connection there. And so
what?
Gail survives. She's like, the bullet bounced off my ribs, and I'm like, and you just walking around like, is that a thing? Because I feel like that still it's metal that hit your ribs, baby. I feel like you still ain't walking around talking about, oh, I'm okay. I don't understand how she survives, but
well, yeah. Then how does Mickey come back up? Mickey just jumps up and he's like, rah, 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 rah. And I feel like it was three of them there. They didn't need to kill Mickey. They had all the power. They could have taken him down and gave him that trial that he wanted. But no, they
I
shot him again.
understand
They
you want the
lit him up.
killers. I understand you want the killers to live, and I agree with you. But he was doing too much. You killed Derek. Fuck you. And then you killed Hallie, who you were flirting with through the entire damn movie. I hate, like, come on now.
Because Hallie was supposed to have been one of the killers.
I don't care. I just don't like when characters like die. And so they shot him so much and then he flew back. I was like, I know that don't happen in real life.
Yeah, that was comically bad, but I get it. But Mickey was going around with super strength the entire movie anyway. So like he's shoving 100 knives through concrete bathroom walls. Like it's just
So Sydney's like, well, since that just happened, let me pop this girl in the forehead just in case. Very crude, very damn. It hurts me. But anyway, the police finally arrive. The police finally arrive and Sydney finally lets Cotton get his moment. And she's like, Cotton's the hero. And she just walks off on campus like she don't have class tomorrow. And that's the end of Scream 2.
No, time out, go back. So Joel pops back up.
Oh shit.
Gail, he's
like,
I forgot all about Joel.
Hey, Gail, I'm back. I heard the news that it was all over and y'all caught the killer, so I'm back, girl.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then he's just like,
get back on TV.
He grabs the camera. He like, all right, you're Gale Weathers, and that's when we discover that Dewey survived, and he talking and everything. Like he like, hey, yeah, Gale. And so she gets. This was Gail's character growth, Tiffany, because she gets in the ambulance with him. She doesn't do her story like she did in the first movie. And
because she did it later. She had to get their notes together. So I did notice something. So when they were doing the Gale part, they showed one of the police officers' cars. It had Ohio plates.
Oh, they're in Ohio.
They're in Ohio. Okay.
Damn, that's far.
It's cold in Ohio.
Randy to go to the same school. They just both got into Ohio State.
The Ohio State. I gave them so much flack on that faculty episode. I have to like kind of redeem myself. Sorry, Ohio people.
So damn, that is a far. I mean, I guess you want to get away from it all, but damn, that's far.
Yeah.
No, she should have went to fucking France or something.
Well, we don't. I guess we're kind of done with Scream movies right now because I've been like, that's a good idea. Let's scream. Let's squeak. And so then we end the movie. And that is Scream 2, one of the best of the franchise. Who gives a fuck what Tiffany thinks?
Oh,
I
care what you think, but yes, it is one of the best in the franchise.
I like scary movies where it happens on college, because that's one of the things I used to always say when I was at USM. I was like, I want a killer to come around here because there's so many places I know I would run to on this campus. And
no, they were too busy. They were too busy assaulting women for there to be any killers
or dressing up in blackface. And so,
that's what happens when you go to college in Mississippi.
Shout out to dear white people for putting us in your movie. Well,
okay, so I'm gonna I'll give my rating since I know it'll be the lowest out of everybody's. I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, like it was middle ground. I feel like I was screaming at the TV more than I felt like I should have, because they were just making some of the dumbest decisions. And I really need to, this is an idea of my, never mind, I'm not giving my idea. Somebody might steal it. But I have like an idea for a screenplay for a horror movie. But yeah, so 6.5? 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was okay. It didn't live up to the first one for me. And then the third one was just even worse. So yeah, that's where I'm going to stay. Pierre?
I'm going to give it an 8.5. They had black people. I love the plot. I like the way the story moved. They had a lot of likable characters. So I will give it an 8.5. It's my jam. It's one of the best. There
right. And Jay, what do you got?
I'm gonna give it a strong 8. I mean, saying it out loud though, and just kind of going through it, there were too many moments of like suspending disbelief, but still, I mean, bigger budget, everybody looks great, the kills are better, black people, lots of them. for a Scream movie. So yeah, I think it's still like easily like a top tier Scream movie in the franchise.
Mhm.
And they just kind of go downhill after that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with an 8.
Okay.
You know, could be worse. It could be worse. It could be Scream
It,
3.
exact. I was about to say.
Okay, see, I want
I'm
justice for
Roman.
Scream 3 because I'm so tired of people on Twitter saying that that was the worst one, and no, it was not.
What do you think is the worst one?
The
Yeah.
worst one was Scream 5.
Oh no, I thought that was great. The
What?
requel, I thought, yeah, I
didn't.
really liked it.
I miss motives that made sense. Like the first 3 had great motives. 4 is great, but I mean, the whole I want to be Sidney Prescott thing was good. But when you talking about, oh, we want to make a requel, and then for the 6th one, even that reasoning was I just miss good motives. And I thought A Killer in Hollywood, like that I like that kind of plot.
I disagree wholeheartedly because 4 had the best reasoning for a killer. It was just so out there. She was so envious that she would kill her own family to become famous for people that did nothing to her. Like the first one was the worst. Billy was mad because his mom cheated and left. Get you loser.
Wait, you saying oh that's the worst motive?
Yeah, come on. That was like well, it's not the worst. I take that back. But it wasn't the best. Like I don't think that's what makes the first Scream the best Scream movie was the motive. That I feel like that motive takes away from it a lot. But I think Scream 4, like hands down, is my favorite motive out of all of them.
I'm trying to remember the motive of Scream 5. They were just like weird
it was a
Reddit
requel.
kids, right?
It was like it was because they
no,
were
the
sick
movies.
They wanted
the movies, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to, because they were like, the movies are stale and they ran out of ideas. And that's why I was just like, that's dumb.
They want to reboot the franchise, basically, which is exactly what the movie was.
Where's Roman at during Scream 2? What's he doing right now?
Okay. He's chilling. He's working on his movies.
Because he's a director, Sid. He directs.
He just wants a great romance novel, but he has to do a scary movie first. He has to get his credentials up so he can make Stab 3. So I think, because Stab 2 had came out, so he just got brought on to Stab 3. So yeah,
it would have been great if they would have had him on the college. Oh, you know what?
Tower at the end.
No. So you know who their film teacher, whoever their film teacher was in Scream 2, that should have been Roman.
Oh,
in part 3,
that would have been good.
Yeah,
I feel like that would have been a giveaway though. Unless they just went with the whole I was a teacher and I'm a director.
But no, think about it this way. Sydney was not in that class. So she might have known who the teacher was, but she wasn't like really into the teacher. And just because he became a director out after it doesn't really mean anything. He's making a movie. This is his job.
Yeah. Ooh.
That would have been fire.
I feel like they just didn't know. They just didn't know the direction they were going.
Yeah, they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
People kept scripts kept getting leaked and all that bullshit.
Well, they backtracked that though, right? They said
they did. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think that's exactly who the killers were, and they were like, "Oh, let's see what we can do." I think that it was way rushed. They should have taken time to Hollywood is always quantity over quality. They should have taken a little bit more time to get a better script, I think.
Yeah, instead of like just trying to, milk the hype train and
it
could have been an actual 2 years until the movie came out, like 98 or something.
Yeah.
So, right. It gave it just a little bit more time. I think it would have been
makes sense.
Masterpiece. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to close it out. So that was our episode for Scream 2. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter X at Booshakalaka Pod. You can email us at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. Send in your requests. We would love to see them, read them, review them. This is what we do. Pierre, anything?
Yes, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
YouTube sometimes. Not every episode is on YouTube, is what I'm trying to say.
In the ghetto. So yeah, Jay, thank you so much for coming. This was excellent having a guest on here.
Oh, thank you guys. I had a great time. This was a lot of fun. Way more funnier than I thought it would be. But
Oh,
no, I'm
wow.
definitely looking forward. No, I was just cracking up the entire time. But looking
Excellent.
forward to the future episodes.
Yes, indeed. Come back and join us.
Oh, wait. So since you guys pretty much took this episode, you said this was going to be the episode. I feel like a lot of the movies that we talked about during this episode, I have come up with an idea for next week's episode. So
Let's
we
go.
have to do that classic horror movie starring Hollywood's greatest Black mother, Loretta Devine. We're going to do Urban Legend.
Oh God.
We have to. We have to.
Great choice.
I love that movie. I've seen it a lot. Not as much as I've seen like Leprechaun in the Hood. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Wait, wait.
You know how I feel about that movie.
Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Have you seen Back to the Hood?
No. All I needed
That
was,
was actually...
but the Leprechaun actually used to scare me, so I really
Back to the Hood is actually better.
Absolutely not.
It's got Laz Alonso in it.
Okay. What, really? Now I have to watch it.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right.
Sounds
This
good.
Well,
has been
thank
amazing.
you. All
Thanks,
right, you
man.
guys have a good one. Happy
too.
MLK.
Happy MLK. Yeah.
Down to the
Bye.
majors. All right.
Bye.